Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Rundown, where we talk about 2A news and conservative views. I will be your host today, Craig DeLuz, coming at you from the West Coast, the left coast.
What day it is? Guess what day it is? Who's ready?
Throw Punch Thursday, bitch.
Bunch of, in fact, I'm wearing my dad grunt style shirt today. I love their shirts. I like the ideas that they come up with for them. They're all good stuff. I was actually wearing it in honor. I'm working with a group that's doing a podcast on dads and being dads, and it's anyway, it's going to be interesting to say the least. But I'm checking it out here, and it's looking like my signal may be a little hinky, and I don't know why, because I tried it out earlier. I tried to make sure that everything was working well, but in any case, I do apologize. Always know that if you want to watch the program right after it's done here, we're actually recording it here, but you can watch it or listen to it. You can watch it on Spotify. It'll be a nice, clean version will be there available for you on Spotify. You can also listen to it if that's where you listen to your podcast, or pretty much wherever you get your podcast, you can listen to the program. So once again, I want to apologize. Unfortunately, that's one of the problems when you're in California. You know, they require you to have electricity and internet for everything, and then as soon as there's any sort of a change in the weather, in this case it being hot, watching and you want to comment, please make sure to comment. We're remember live 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. So if you're watching us in New York right now, it's about dinner time. If you're watching us right here in California, like in Oakland, LA, or you're maybe in Sacramento, well, you know, it's not quite dinner time. It's not quite time to get home. You still got a few hours. So anyway, tune in. You don't need to work. Don't even worry about that. Just tune in, give us a holler, say what's up, and we'll have a good time. Now, you know what we got to do now at this point is what we do every time around this. Hitman Industries has rifle and pistol caliber barrels available for you. Whether you're looking to rebarrel your current firearm, or if you're looking to do a brand new build, check them out today. Just go to hitmanindustries.net. If you are a first responder and you've never purchased from before, well, guess what? You can get a discount. So check them out today, hitmanindustries.net. Then we've got the California Republican Assembly, working to help elect conservatives at all level of government here in these United States, from school board all the way up to President of the United States. Ronald Reagan once referred to CRA as the conscience of the Republican Party. Check them out at cragop.org. That's cragop.org. If you want to be a part of California's future today, got to join CRA. Then we've got Hog Holsters. You'll find them at hogholsters.com. There you will find the best in concealed carry and tactical holsters available on the market. If you use the discount code The Rundown, all caps, no spaces, one word, just like it is right up there, you can get a discount on us. Check them out today, hogholsters.com. And then finally, the place to go, no matter what you are looking for tactical, if you're looking for, outdoor gear, you're looking for cold weather gear, they have fast shipping, they have excellent prices, and a great selection. Veteran owned and operated. Check them out today, uscombatgear.com. Well, folks, it looks like it's about to be on. That's right. There is going to be a presidential debate. President Biden and President Trump, we're going to be debating coming up pretty soon. This, according to, a number of different folks, but the people who's reporting it in this particular report is going to be CNN because, CNN is one of the entities that is actually going to be hosting the debate. Hosting a debate. It says here, President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump, they should say soon-to-be President Donald Trump, have both accepted an invitation from CNN to debate on June 27th, a historically early showdown that will set the tone for the final months of the 2024 campaign. Quote, I have received and accepted the invitation from @CNN for a debate on June 27th over to you, Donald Trump. As you said, anywhere, anytime, any place, Biden said in a post on X. Trump later told CNN's Caitlin Collins, the answer is yes, I will accept. Later Wednesday morning, both men said that they had accepted the invitation from ABC to host a second debate on September 10th. The news is the latest development in a quickly escalating tit-for-tat over debates between the two political rivals. Biden's campaign earlier called Trump to join him for two presidential debates hosted by news organizations and formally informed the commission on presidential debates that the president will not participate in its previously scheduled fall debates. The former president quickly said he was on board with the earlier debates and told radio host Hugh Hewitt that he would accept any moderator. Now, folks, there's a reason why this is so how shall we say interesting. It's interesting for a couple of reasons. Number one, if Joe Biden were winning, and I think he wants you to believe he wants all of us to believe that he believes that he is winning in this election. But I think we all know he's not winning in this election. I think we all know that he's not even close to winning in this election. In fact, there is only one battleground state where he is actually in the lead. Only one, that is Wisconsin. And that's by the margin of error, 2%. The reality is that, he's got a problem. No one likes Joe Biden. No one likes what he's doing. And by the way, that's the key. No one likes him because he's doing a horrible job. And that's, by the way, why he needs to debate. Because there's a couple of things. Number one, there's a few things. Number one, it is a perception by anyone with eyes and ears and a moderately functioning brain that Joe Biden is declining, and it is increasing. The decline is increasing at a rapid rate. I mean, it's speeding up exponentially. It is like a rock rolling downhill, a ball rolling downhill, and it is picking up speed. And he believes that perhaps another opportunity, an opportunity to sit down, set that one date. They'll give him all the shots that he needs. You know how he does it, man. He gets on his drugs, whatever that drug regimen is that he does. He's going to be on it. And then he's going to step up, and then he's going to show up, and he'll look halfway decent. Well, in the last debates, the debates that he did during the last election. In the first debate, let me clarify. He didn't do great in any of them because the bar was set so low that all he had to do was not fall down, and they were going to say it was a great debate for Joe Biden. The problem was Donald Trump didn't debate so well in that first debate. Constantly kept interrupting. When I say interrupting, I mean Chris Wallace, who, by the way, is no friend of Donald Trump, would try to follow up on a bad answer that Biden gave, and Donald Trump would interrupt with. But the problem is, Mike would defend Donald Trump. He just is. I'm sorry. I love my boy Mike, but he is he's a fanboy for Donald Trump, and I get it. But all that having been said, he did horrible in the first debate last time. Came back and kicked his butt in the next debate, so much so that they refused to debate. He refused to debate him again. Anyway, all that having been said, Donald Trump did a phenomenal. Donald Trump should do a good job talking about his economy, talking about his foreign diplomacy failures, right? All he has to do is focus on all of the things that people hate about Joe Biden. When I say all the people, I mean areas where over 60% of the population disagrees with Joe Biden. And there are plenty of areas where this is in fact the case. And I'm hoping against hope, that he will in fact do that. Campaign is about, as long as the discussion is about Joe Biden loses. And let's be very clear about that. As long as the debate is about Joe Biden loses the debate. Joe Biden is going to try and make it about Donald Trump. He's going to try and make it about Donald Trump by calling him a racist, by calling him a fascist, by bringing up January 6th, by bringing up the fact that he denies the elect. Now, if Donald Trump plays into that, then the debate's not going to work out for him. It's just not. I'm not saying he's not going to win. I'm not saying he's not going to win the presidency. What I am going to say is the winning strategy in these debates has got to be making it about Joe Biden. Even if you're just making fun of him, the commander in Roomba, whatever you know what I mean? Even if it's just that, you got to make it about revealing Joe Biden's flaws. If he does that, if he focuses on that, to believe he's going to stay on message, because that just doesn't seem to be the thing that Donald Trump does. But he's going to say what he's going to say, and I can't be mad at him for that. And I think that's one of the things that people really love about Donald Trump is he's going to say what he's going to say. But Mike, I see Mike is here. Mike, I was just telling on focusing on talking about Joe Biden. Not only will he kick his butt in the election, but he'll make it so bad that Joe.
Oh, he's going to talk about Joe Biden. There's going to be plenty to talk about. He'll have a hit list of greatest things to talk about. He might even have video. He might even be, let's go to the video and watch Joe Biden.
Just insult him with insults we know are true. Just, call him the Roomba in chief.
That's it. Exactly right. Yeah, the stumbling, mumbling, fumbling. He's the president. Yes, that's it.
Yeah, in this particular case, that's one of the advantages is not being the incumbent. You make it about the record of the incumbent, and if there is a record to run against, it's Joe Biden's.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Joe, over here, Joe.
Oh, the other thing that's going to be interesting is, I don't know if you've noticed, but you know how during the debates last time, the shot didn't last during the whole State of the Union address, and I'm wondering how long it's going to last during this first debate.
And I'm going to tell you, I think what will happen this time is we saw that, right? We saw that when you prop him up in one location and give him a shot at Thorzine 5 minutes ahead of time, he's able to stay here for an hour or so. However, what happened at the debate? Remember, there was protests, there was traffic, there were delays getting into buildings, and I'm going to make sure we got some roadblocks out there. I'm going to make sure the back door work. I'm going to make sure there's no water in the dressing room or whatever the hell it is that it needs. I'm going to make sure that's delayed an hour and a half or so we get to see the real Joe on stage. Yeah, exactly right. There you go. They'll help out. There you go.
Most definitely they will. Speaking of a record to run away from, there was an article that I was reading today over at Breitbart, and I love the way they referred to it. And they referred to it as Inflation Inferno. So I decided to rename it and call it Biden's Inflation Inferno. But what they're talking about here is now they were expecting that inflation was going to level out by now, right? That we wouldn't be seeing inflation continue to go up because, as you know, the Biden administration initially referred to it, and prices not only have not gone down, they're continuing to go up faster than anticipated. Says here, a key gauge of inflation surged by much more than expected in April, confirming that the pace of inflation has accelerated. The Producer Price Index for final demand, which measures the prices paid to U.S. businesses for their goods and services, rose by 2.2% in April, the Department of Labor said Thursday. Compared to a year ago, the index is up 2.2%, the largest increase in a year. Now, Mike, this goes back to what they keep talking about. The Biden administration and Democrats are insistent that the economy is going great and the people are just too dumb to realize it. One, I think that's a failed strategy, even if it's true, because telling people you're just too dumb to realize that things are going good, it's not going to win you any friends. Seeing the exact results, who cares if there's more jobs if those jobs pay less and products we're buying cost more?
Yeah, and I like the administration, but it more accurately, Craig, that they be done if they think we don't realize that the economy sucks. You know, they're still under the impression that if they just continue to tell us it's okay, come up with some weird that it's that the numbers are working, that we're just going to agree with them. That that might work when that feedback in your hand. Out of a Netanyahu Egypt peace treaty to figure across the ocean, I know immediately when that happens.
Well, exactly, and I guess when you don't have to do the shopping for yourself, you don't realize these things. And I guess that maybe the people are living in. I went today and I got a breakfast sandwich, right? I didn't have time to make myself breakfast, so I grabbed me a quick breakfast. I paid more for just the breakfast sandwich than I used to pay for the whole meal 2 years ago. You feel that?
Yeah, you're right, because I'll say first off, on Joe Biden doesn't do the shopping. To his defense, Craig Tappy, I think I spent the weekend in the woods doing some activities and came out and was like, you know what I want? I'm going to go to my old standard. It used to be my old African standard. It was the plain McChick, small fry, and a large tea, Craig, and that was $3.21. That used to cost me $3 to tax, right? It was $7.79. Yeah.
Well, because the small fries is normally on the dollar menu. The sweet tea was on the dollar menu. So that's $2 right there. So yeah, for the McChicken was usually about $1.25.
They were all on the dollar menu. That's why I used to get them all now up at
that. And people get mad. People on the left get mad when you make those comparisons about fast food. But it's not just fast food. I mean, you go to the grocery store, and I used to be surprised when I spent more than $200. Now, if I spend under $400,
not everybody's buying the same groceries. And in addition to the regular economic, shitstorm we're in, add to that the $15 an hour fiasco. So the fast food industry is a much more relevant indicator of where the economy is.
You know, that is an excellent point. I am glad that you made it. Anyway, crazy stuff. But once again, Mr. Biden, it's all bad for you, bruh. The only thing that worries me is that everybody's going to realize it and they're going to pull him off the ticket and put
right.
Yeah.
And the Democrat Party loves to do right. They think he's the cat's meow. That guy doesn't stand a snowball's chance in hell outside of California, Craig. The rest of the nation looks at the guy and says, "You cross that line and we're shooting your plane down. Don't even bother coming over here. You got nothing. Nothing for us. We see what you've done in California. You want to come help me in New York and my liberal friends in New York and Massachusetts? Bro, you're $74 in debt. You stay over there."
Good stuff. Good stuff. Listen to him. This was going to happen. Who gets to claim self-defense? Told you about the young airman who got shot a weekend ago, and I read to you kind of the article, the article talking about it at the Associated Press, and now here it is. Who gets to claim self-defense in shootings? Airman's death sparks debate over race and gun rights. You know, without even reading the article, this piece here, which by the way is supposed to be a news report, it's actually more of an op-ed. And all I'll read for you is this. I want to read to you now. This is about shooting and the law. This is about what's it called? This is about stand your ground and use of force, right? So who do they have write the piece? Aaron Morrison. Morrison runs the Associated Press team covering race and ethnicity in the U.S. and around the world. He previously was a national writer on AP's race and ethnicity news team. Now, Mike, that's all you really need to know that this is a piece that basically says, well, the Second Amendment doesn't apply to black people. Black people don't get to defend themselves. Black people don't get to defend themselves. And, cops are just out to shoot black people. Now, you and I know that studies that have been done show that cops, law enforcement, is actually, when you measure it per encounter, are less likely to shoot suspects of color, in particular black suspects. We know that in terms of raw numbers, more white suspects, armed and unarmed, are shot. And they act as if in this piece, Mike, that white people are never shot by law enforcement in their own home in an instance like this. And I think you and I both know, based on all
This is just a publicity piece pushed and paid for by Crump through his good friend Adam Morrison. Again, look at both of their phones, probably to each other, and within the last 5 months. This is just more motivating. It's again, what can we do to stir the pot? Oh, let's stir race nonsense. That seems to always do it, and then we can blame it on white liberals, or excuse me, white conservatives like President Trump.
Right, because that's all they really have is the race card. And I'm trying to figure out exactly how they plan on getting away with this, because in the end, the numbers don't work for them, especially when you consider that people of color are more likely to more cases of people of color using stand your ground. Now, they mentioned there that some people of color, some black people use it. No, actually, it's overwhelming. I mean, it's overwhelmingly disproportionate, the number of black people who use it, because, and I believe this, I truly believe they are, in fact, defending themselves.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway, interesting stuff. All right, so this is a subscription. In order for them to, in order to read the article, I'm not giving the LA Times any of my money. So we can talk a little bit about it. But basically the article, Mike, in this piece, they're talking about how, there's an exodus of California. And because in 2023, California saw an increase in population, the tide has turned. Right? California's growing again. In fact, you might have seen that Newsom did a video standing at the top of the Golden Gate Bridge talking about how the numbers are up and more people are coming to California. Mike, do you know what the percentage number is? The percentages of the California grew?
That's not a statistical anomaly at all. That's a real number.
What's funny about it is that that's probably equal to, or that's probably less than the number of illegal immigrants who've crossed the border and come to California since Biden became in that same time.
Well, yeah, you're probably right. Remember.
Oh no, they're not just quoting it; they're celebrating it.
Oh yeah, celebrating it. Listen, that Catalina Island, is that part of California?
Yes, it is.
All right, at least put them there. I mean, it's not California proper, but at least it'll be off. Get this guy out of the way. Hey, do you have that?
There you go.
I think I might know some of the reason California is having financial problems, Greg. If I could get this subscription for $1 for 6 months, or I get the hell of a deal of $60 for the year, Craig. I mean, that sounds like a much better deal than $1 for 6 months. I could get it for $60 for a year.
Well, see, what I think they're hoping here is that you'll subscribe and 6 months later you will have forgotten what you paid, and all of a sudden they'll get a $60 charge from you. They'll charge you $60.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much, I think, the way they do their budget there in the state.
Well, that is very much the way we do things. Like, for example, the fee they are proposing on firearms and ammunition is relatively small, but they don't cap it. So what's going to wind up happening is that every year they're going to turn around and they're just going to jack up that fee until poor people can't afford guns.
Yeah. They say It's the right to bear arms. That's about the gun. It's not about anything else. We're going to jack up the price of everything else around it, and it's the courts. I wonder if they're going to still try and tax knives.
Well, knives are arms. California is so ass backwards, man. I'm just hoping that someday before I die, or before I have to move out of California, that people wake up and common sense starts to reign in California once again. Anyway, moving right along. Jimmy 8G says audio keeps cutting in and out. Jimmy, I got to apologize. I got a bad signal here, bruh. I do not know what it is, and I appreciate you chiming in. He's watching us on YouTube. If you go over to Spotify, look for The Rundown, 2A News Conservative Views on Spotify. Watch. Once again, I apologize. I will be talking to my internet service provider, as soon as I get a chance. On that note, that now brings us to our parting shots. Parting shots are brought to you by Hog Holsters. Just go to hogholsters.com. Use the discount code The Rundown, all caps, no spaces. Get your Hog holster today. By the way, speaking of the Biden administration, now, a lot of people can't afford groceries, right? But
right.
according to the Babylon Bee, family that can't afford groceries comforted by the fact that we have the most diverse administration in history.
Which is still not even true.
Yeah, you are.
The last administration was the most diverse in history,
You are 100% correct, my friend. You are 100% correct. And then that June coming up is going to be Pride Month, right? Well,
I thought Pride Month was like Earth.
No, that was trans recognition.
There you go.
You want to describe what we're looking at here for the folks who are just listening?
Folks, and I talking to a handful of objects to be thrown at those that sin against the Muslim faith.
There you go. And then we got another one here. You know that the Boy Scouts changed their name to Scouting America, and they have a new pledge to go with it. On my honor, I will do my best to keep myself physically ambiguous, mentally woke, and morally flexible, so help me, whatever. The new state of the boys and other scouting in America.
That's a big deal.
That is a pretty big deal. All right, in this last one, if you are over the age of, 40 or 50, this last song you might recognize. It is both from our generation and about our generation. Past and present coming together.
Got arthritis in my HIP, and it hurts every day when I walk ING. Now I rock back to front just to get a new floor. Sitting on my butt yelling help, cause I've fallen and I can't get up. I got medical alert hanging on my chain. Tylenol in my pocket, carry for the pain. For all the pain. Pill organizer too, yeah. Pills I take in the day and before I go to bed too. After 40, it got really rough. Joints got tough, and game's not enough. Yeah, now every day in bed by 9. Can't sleep through the night cause I'm in the bathroom multiple times. Life is greatly changed after 40. What am I gonna do? It's whack. Joints are popping and they're locking like.
I realized, I've had ankle injury, and I think it's about 90%. It feels much better, and I'm walking. It feels better. I think it feels better. Crap, my ankle might be better. I don't know if I'm injured or this is just a walk now. I don't know.
Man, I've just found sometimes with myself, it's like, if I wake up and I have no pain, I wonder what's getting old's not for wimps, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen, I don't mind it. My body ain't taking it real well.
There you go. I'm all down for that. All right, hey, it's about that time for us to say goodbye. But before we do, one more quick shout out to our sponsors.
Hitman Industries, hitmanindustries.net. You got yourself an AR. Odds are you got the barrels that don't even know. Now you can buy from the factory. go get you an AR pistol or California today, and the best deal you can market, the tactical gear, you get everything to go at uscombatgear.com.
That's right, folks. Please take a moment, visit our sponsors, spend some money with them, and make sure you tell them the guys over at the Rundown sent you. And with that, we're going to go ahead and call it. I know. They're trying to keep us down. They're trying to, it's the internet. It's the internet demons trying to keep us down. In any case, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for liking and sharing the program and encouraging your friends to do the same. We will see you tomorrow. Y'all take care.